Every single minute, Walmart generates nearly $500,000 in pure profit, quietly dominating the global economy.
It's not just a grocery store. It's a logistics superpower that has integrated itself into the very fabric of America. In fact, 90% of all Americans now live within just 10 miles of a Walmart location. But the story of this retail empire didn't start in a boardroom in New York or a tech hub in Silicon Valley. It began in 1962 in the small, dusty town of Bentonville, Arkansas, with one man's radical vision. Sam Walton wasn't an inventor. He was a master observer who realized that the future of retail lay in low margins. While competitors focused on high prices in big cities, Walton looked toward the underserved rural heartland of the country. He believed that if he could offer the lowest prices, people would drive miles to save just a few cents. This philosophy of always low prices wasn't just a marketing slogan. It was a declaration of war against the status quo. Walton's early stores were simple, no-frills warehouses that prioritized volume over aesthetics and luxury. To keep prices down, Walton had to reinvent the way products moved from the factory to the shelf. He bypassed wholesalers entirely, dealing directly with manufacturers to squeeze every possible penny out of the cost. This aggressive negotiation style made Walmart a feared name among suppliers who grew dependent on their massive volume. By the 1980s, Walmart was no longer just a regional player. It was a rapidly expanding national phenomenon. The company's growth was fueled by a revolutionary technology that most of its competitors ignored: the barcode. Data became Walmart's secret weapon, allowing them to track inventory with a level of precision never seen before. They knew what was selling, where it was selling, and exactly when to restock it to maximize profit. This efficiency allowed Walmart to implement cross-docking, a logistics miracle where goods spent almost no time in warehouses. Trucks would arrive, unload, and reload within hours, keeping the supply chain moving like a perfectly tuned machine. By 1990, Walmart officially became the nation's largest retailer, surpassing longtime giants like Sears and Kmart. But this dominance came with a heavy price for the small towns that Walmart initially called home. The Walmart effect began to take hold, a phenomenon where local businesses simply couldn't compete with Walmart's prices. Mom-and-pop shops that had stood for generations vanished as customers flocked to the massive blue and yellow stores. Economists argued that while Walmart saved consumers money, it also hollowed out the economic heart of rural America. Despite the controversy, the company's momentum was unstoppable, and they soon set their sights on even bigger targets. The introduction of the Supercenter in 1988 changed everything by combining a full grocery store with general merchandise. Now, a customer could buy a set of tires, a prescription, and a gallon of milk all in one trip. This everything under one roof strategy made Walmart the primary destination for almost every household need. As the 2000s arrived, Walmart's power over its suppliers reached an unprecedented level of control. If a brand wanted to reach the American consumer, they had to play by Walmart's rules or risk losing half their market. This forced many manufacturers to move production overseas to meet the low-cost demands of the retail giant. The result was a flood of inexpensive goods, but it also contributed to the decline of American manufacturing. Walmart was no longer just a store. It was a shaper of global trade routes and international labor markets. Internal pressure began to mount as workers started speaking out about low wages and limited benefits. The company faced a wave of lawsuits and public relations crises that threatened its carefully built image. Yet, even with these challenges, Walmart's financial engine continued to roar, crushing any competition in its path. Then, a new threat emerged from the world of the internet, a small online bookstore called Amazon. Initially, Walmart ignored the digital upstart, confident in its massive network of physical brick-and-mortar stores. But as consumer habits shifted, Walmart realized it had to evolve or risk becoming the next Sears. They poured billions into their website, acquiring smaller tech companies to build a digital infrastructure that could rival Jeff Bezos. The battle for retail supremacy moved from the town square to the smartphone in every American's pocket. Walmart's greatest advantage turned out to be its thousands of stores, which it transformed into local delivery hubs. They mastered the art of omni-channel retail, letting you buy online and pick up in store within minutes. This pivot saved the company, making them a titan of the digital age as well as the physical one. Today, Walmart is the largest employer in the world, with over 2 million associates on its payroll. To understand the scale, if Walmart were a country, its revenue would make it one of the top 20 economies on Earth. But its influence goes beyond just selling products. Walmart has become a master of data and consumer behavior. They know what America eats, wears, and needs, often before the consumers even realize it themselves. This predictive power allows them to manipulate supply chains with a level of efficiency that rivals government agencies. When a natural disaster strikes, Walmart's logistics are often faster and more effective than federal aid. This shadow infrastructure has made them a critical part of the United States' national stability. Yet the question remains, at what cost does this efficiency come to the average citizen? Critics point to the stagnation of middle-class wages and the erosion of local community identities. Others argue that Walmart's low prices have essentially subsidized the American lifestyle for decades. It is a paradox of modern capitalism. The same company that destroyed local business also made life affordable for millions. In recent years, the company has begun a massive rebranding, moving away from its discount image toward a more premium feel. They are targeting higher-income shoppers, directly challenging stores like Target and Whole Foods. This shift is part of a broader strategy to maintain dominance in a rapidly changing social landscape. The company is also investing heavily in automation, with robots now roaming the aisles to check inventory. The human element of retail is slowly being replaced by algorithms and mechanical precision. It's a glimpse into a future where the world's largest store doesn't even need lights to operate. From a single store in Arkansas to a global empire, Walmart's journey is a masterclass in business survival. They didn't just join the American economy, they reshaped it in their own image. They proved that scale and efficiency are the ultimate weapons in the battle for consumer loyalty. And while competitors have come and gone, Walmart remains the undisputed king of the retail jungle. Whether you love them or hate them, you cannot ignore the impact they have had on your life and your wallet. The story of Walmart is the story of modern America, ambitious, ruthless, and incredibly efficient. As they continue to expand into healthcare, finance, and beyond, their reach only grows deeper. The quiet takeover is complete. Now, we simply live in the world that Sam Walton built. For more stories on the power and money that move our world, subscribe to StarBrief. See you in the next one.